Hi guys, welcome back to Holly's Kitchen, and today I am going to show you how to enjoy cooking for one. It's very important to feel good about cooking by yourself and eating by yourself. So let's get started. Today I'm gonna teach you how to make a really simple dish. And it is a spicy shrimp on top of zucchini noodles. I'm going to show you how to use a zucchini machine that actually my husband bought for me on Amazon. I think it was maybe $30. It's the greatest thing. So I'm going to show you how to make zucchini noodles. But first of all, I want to show you that I have, what I did is I used frozen shrimp, and I thawed them, debanged them, took off the shells. You can buy them already debanged, but it's important to always buy raw shrimp when you're sautéing, because when you use cooked shrimp and then you sauté the cooked shrimp, it gets really, really tough. So the raw is the best way to go. And another important thing is make sure that you thaw them properly so that there's no water, so there's no ice. And if there is, just let them thaw a little bit longer and put them on top of a paper towel and kind of get the water out of them. So here's my shrimp. My shrimp are all ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make kind of a marinade, and we're going to put it right in the bowl. So the first thing is we're going to take 3 cloves of garlic. So I have some garlic, and I'm just going to chop it up. Just chop it up in small little pieces. I don't like to use garlic that's already finely chopped in a jar with the oil. I find that the oil is way too pungent, and the garlic is just, it just doesn't taste the same. So I like using fresh garlic. And at my grocery store, I can actually buy garlic in a little container that's already peeled, which is great, especially if you're on the fly or in a hurry and on the go. You don't really want to sit there and try and peel garlic. So I have 3 cloves of garlic. I'm going to put my cloves of garlic right in the bowl of my shrimp. Just like that. On top of that, I'm going to take, I'd say about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. You can use coconut oil, sesame oil, whatever you like. I don't particularly like the flavor of some of the other oils with the shrimp. I feel olive oil is perfect for it. So you just pour your olive oil on top of your shrimp, put it aside, and I'm going to take a lemon, and I'm going to cut the lemon in half, and I'm going to squeeze the lemon upside down like this. And what this does is if there's any seeds of the lemon, the seeds will fall in your hand and not in the dish you're trying to prepare. So I'm going to squeeze the lemon right on top of the fish. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a grater, or if you have a lemon zester, and I'm going to make use of this lemon, and I'm going to zest it right on top of the shrimp. Now make sure that when you do this, that you only use the real yellow part of the lemon, and try not to get the white part in, because the white part is kind of bitter. Won't hurt it, but it just doesn't taste as good. So use as much lemon zest as you prefer. So I'm going to put some of that in there. One of the other things I wanted to talk about is when you're cooking for yourself, is there something very gratifying about it. And it just means that you really care for yourself. And you want to eat really, really good food. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's okay to eat alone. So here's my lemon zest, and I'm going to put it right on top of my shrimp. Just like that. So I have half of the lemon juice and the peel we zested of the lemon, and put it right on here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some fresh chopped, you can either use parsley or basil. I like basil for this dish. I'm going to chop some fresh parsley, or basil. I have used the parsley. I like it both. It just depends on what you have in the kitchen, and I didn't have any parsley. So I'm going to chop my basil. This is such a simple dish, and it's so wonderful and healthy, and the flavors are incredible. So I'm going to put the basil right inside the bowl of my shrimp with my lemon juice, my lemon zest, my garlic, and my olive oil. So here you can see that right here. So the next thing you're going to do is you can either use crushed red pepper. I like a little heat in my shrimp. I like spicy food. So you can, kind of decide if you want to do this or not. Some people, you could chop up a fresh jalapeno pepper or just put some red pepper in there. I also have some hot chili oil. But, so it just depends on what you decide you want it, how hot you want it. So here, I'm going to use the crushed red pepper. And a trick with the crushed red pepper is if you put a little in your hand and you press it down in your hand real tight, like that, what it does is it releases the heat of the pepper. So it just gives the dish a lot more flavor. So stick that in here. It smells good already. This is what it looks like. Now, I don't use salt. I am trying to stay away from a lot of salt. You could put some salt. What I will do, though, is get some pepper. And I'm going to grind some pepper right into the shrimp. Just like that. So, your marinade is done, and it's already in your dish with the shrimp. So all you have to do is obviously wash your hands. Make sure your hands are clean. I washed them before I started. And just take your hands and kind of toss it around so every piece of shrimp gets a little bit of all the yummy ingredients. Just like that. Okay. So, now I'm going to wash my hands. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the zucchini noodles. So here is my zucchini machine. It's the greatest thing. It's easy. It comes with all these different blades. So for the zucchini noodles, I like to use the blade that, as you can see, it says 2mm. So use that blade. It's the best. And all you have to do is stick your zucchini right in the middle, and you twist it like this. So what you're going to get, I'm sorry you can't see, I don't have a professional person taking my videos yet, but hopefully one day I'll have one. And I'm going to quickly show you what these noodles look like. Good for your arms too, actually. It's kind of a workout because you have to press down really hard, and you can get a little bit of a workout doing it at the same time. So, here are my noodles. Oops. Oh, beginning to look a little bit like Julia Childs in this kitchen. So, here are my zucchini noodles. Aren't they beautiful? I think this is a much better way to make your noodles, make them yourself, because when you buy them in the store already made, they're in the packaging, they actually have preservatives in them to keep them longer. So it's not really a great idea to buy things that are prepared like that. It's much better to do it yourself, and look how quick that took. So, there's my zucchini noodles. I have some olive oil over here in my pan, and what I'm going to do is just dump my zucchini noodles right in the pan, just like that, just with a little olive oil. like to use, when I'm cooking for myself, I like to use at least enough ingredients for two, because you never know when that friend may call you and say, hey, what are you doing for dinner? You know, you want to go out? And I can say, no, let's lunch, go over here. We'll sit on the water, and I made dinner. So I always like to have dinner for two. I also like to have it if for the next day, then I always have lunch for myself. So it's really important for me to eat healthy and not be eating at restaurants all the time. So my point is, I like to use, for this recipe, I like to use 2 whole zucchinis. The next thing I'm going to do is we're going to fry our shrimp. So I'm just going to pop the shrimp that we already have in the dish with the garlic, oops, excuse me, and the pepper. It's all in the pan, just like that. And we're going to fry it. So let's start cooking the shrimp. We're going to cook the zucchini noodles also, but not for very long. So at the end, when the shrimp is almost done, I'm going to saute the zucchini noodles just a little. I do not like boiling zucchini noodles. I like noodles, the zucchini noodles that are a little bit more crunchy, because then it reminds me more of a noodle instead of a mushy zucchini, which I think is disgusting. 1 minute. I also want to share with you, cooking for one, it's very important, at least for me, to make sure that I have either a glass of wine or some kind of cocktail, because it just, I don't know, makes it a little bit more fun, makes me feel a little special. Sometimes I even light a candle. Here I have a candle on hand. I play some music. I was going to put some music on for this video, but I felt that maybe you wouldn't be able to hear me. So, like I said, when my videos become a little bit better and I have somebody videotaping me, then I can kind of add in all the ambiance, but I can't do it right now. So as you can hear, I don't know if you can hear it, the bubbling of the shrimp. The best thing about this dish is that the shrimp, it gets like a caramelizing crust on it. And it almost tastes like you've cooked with butter. I mean, it is lemony, and oh, the basil and the garlic, oh, it's so good. So now, what I'm going to do, what I already did is I chopped some yellow pepper. Use whatever you want. If you have red pepper or green pepper, or any kind of vegetable you want to use, you can actually just plop it in the dish. At the end of the dish, oftentimes I'll take some, if I have some spinach on hand, I'll just plop some spinach in there, kind of mix it all together, and the spinach wilts, and then you have another vegetable inside your dish. But today, I'm just going to use yellow pepper. So as the shrimp cooks, might take a little while. You need to toss it around. And you want to make sure the shrimp turns pink. A really good pink. Because if it's still white, it's not cooked. So make sure that it's cooked thoroughly. You don't want to get sick. This is a really great dish when you're by yourself, because it's, or even if you're, you know, busy all day at work and you have no idea what to make for dinner. The best thing to always have is frozen shrimp in your freezer and some veggies. If you don't want to use zucchini noodles, just boil some pasta. Throw this shrimp right on it, put a little Parmesan cheese, pour a glass of wine. What could be better? And easy and healthy. So let's continue frying up our... So I have a little story for you while these are cooking. When I was going through divorce and my son was very little, I was very lonely. And I didn't want to get into another relationship right away. I really wanted to learn how to be by myself. So I decided I really enjoyed cooking for myself because it was just therapeutic. I'd come home, sometimes my son wasn't home, sometimes he had a game, and I was all by myself. And I really wanted to learn that it was okay to be by myself. So I would cook for myself. And like I said, I would pour a glass of wine, only one. We don't want you becoming alcoholics either. But I would pour a glass of wine, and I would play some music, I would light a candle, and I would cook. And I would cook for myself. And then I would plate my food really, really pretty. And I would go and sit in my dining room by myself, and I would really, really savor and enjoy the pretty food that I cook. And I think that that really, really helps me learn to enjoy being by myself. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing. It's actually very, very healthy. So I just wanted to share that with you. But it's a process. It's not easy. And you have to kind of make yourself do it. And it's painful at first, but it's definitely worth it. And, you know, being your own best friend is what's better than that. So these are starting to look and smell amazing. And the garlic on the bottom of the pan, it is turning brown and a little crusty and caramelizing over the shrimp. I'm going to show you in a minute. Wow, this looks fantastic. I'm going to bring it over and show it to you as it sizzles a little. Look at that. Look at the basil and the red pepper. Ooh, looks good. So as I'm finishing cooking the shrimp, I'm going to turn on the, I'm going to saute the zucchini noodles a little. And in the zucchini noodle, I'm going to add my yellow pepper. Ooh, you can listen to the shrimp crackling. Look at that. And I'm just going to saute that up a little. Like I said, I don't want it to be real soft. I like my veggies a little crispier. They're also healthier for you when you do that. You're not cooking all the nutrients out. I'm going to run and get some Parmesan cheese because a little Parmesan cheese on this dish is fantastic. I like to buy either a chunk of fresh Parmesan cheese and grate it myself because, again, I don't like processed food. And just so you know, processed food is, a lot of people think processed food is just going through McDonald's or things that are frozen in a package. But processed food is also our vegetables that are in containers, that are pre-made. They have preservatives in them, and same with your cheeses. So I like to oftentimes, you know, grate my own cheese. There's some Parmesan. Also, ooh, my shrimps look good. I like to have a nice dish that I put my food in. And I feel it's very important to have a dish that you eat in every night that is the same size because it's portion control. And for me, I can fill up my dish with whatever I want, but that's it. That's all I'm going to eat. I'm just going to eat what's in my dish. And then I wash my dish, and I'm done for the night. And I think that that is very, very helpful in trying to keep your weight down, if that's a concern. So it looks like my noodles and my peppers are cooking really nicely. My shrimp is actually done. So I'm going to plate my shrimp. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to blot the oil, the excess oil on the shrimp. One minute. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to put a paper towel on top of a plate. And then I'm just going to take my shrimp out and kind of get the excess oil, but you do want to get all the red pepper, the basil, the garlic. You want to get all that out of the pan because that's where all the flavors are. Here, I can show you what it looks like. Look at that. Ooh, almost fell. Yum. And now I'm going to make my special bowl. So I sauteed my noodles and my yellow pepper. You can always put a little bit of extra basil on top of your dish too to kind of make it pretty. Let's see, put all the pepper in here. I'm going to add some shrimp. There you go. And now I'm going to put a little Parmesan cheese on top. Ooh, look at that. Now it's time to try it. Look at the noodles. I have to show you this. There you go. Spicy pasta on top of zucchini noodles and peppers and a little spice, topped with some Parmesan cheese, glass of wine, be by yourself, turn on a good movie. Doesn't get better than that. Enjoy being by yourself. See you next time.